Welcome to the Votacall-Avaya end-user training video for the 1416 telephone in standard mode. Our hope here is to show you just how simple using your new phone can be. We believe with some basic training and a little practice, this phone will be part of the best phone experience you've ever had. Let's start with the basics, shall we? When your phone was rolled out to you, you should have received two documents: the Avaya Quick User Guide for your phone and the Voicemail User Guide. If you don't have them, they can always be found at downloads.votacall.com. Let's focus on the Quick User Guide for a moment. Each guide has a picture of the phone and a breakdown of keys, as well as a step-by-step guide for things like transfer, conference, voicemail, and other day-to-day functions of using your phone. This covers all the basics for answering and moving a call around the office. These are also the things that, if not practiced, can have an effect on customer and client experience when they're calling you. But first, let's get our voicemail set up. The steps for doing this are highlighted on the Votacall voicemail guide. The first time you log in, we ask that you use *17 instead of your messages button. This will set up your mailbox. The system is going to ask you for an extension number and a password. Please enter your extension number. Your default password is #. Let's get started. Dial *17.
Welcome to Avaya IP Office. For help at any time, press *H. Please enter extension and #. Enter password and #.
Default password is #.
Please enter new password and #. Re-enter password and changed. As you use IP Office, your name will be included in system announcements that you and other people will hear. Press 1, and at the tone, please speak your name. After speaking your name, press 1 again.
Demo phone. Demo phone.
To re-record your name, press 1. To approve, press #.
Demo phone.
No new messages. To record messages, press 1. To get messages, press 2. To administer personal greetings, press 3.
For all intents and purposes, your mailbox is now set up and callers will hear,
Your call has been answered by Avaya IP Office.
Demo phone.
Is not available. To leave a message, wait for the tone.
If you'd like to set a personal greeting, please press 3
For all calls, the system greeting active.
and follow the steps in the guide. Now that your mailbox is set up, you're ready to make your first call. To place an internal call, either lift the handset or just dial the extension number of the party you're trying to reach. To hang up the call, either hang up the speakerphone, place down the handset, or you can press your drop key. To make an external call, you will need to dial a 9, and the same rules apply. You can either lift the handset and start dialing, or just dial the phone number. Once you're connected to the call, to hang up, you can either hit the speakerphone button if you're on speaker, place down the handset, or again, press the drop key. Now let's place a call on hold. First call comes in. Answer the call by pressing the button here, or lifting the handset, or pressing your speakerphone button. Once you're on the call, to place the call on hold, press the red hold button. You'll see the call is now flashing fast up here. To retrieve that call, press the button. You're now back on the call. To hang up, same rules apply. When answering a call, you also have some other options available to you using the soft keys. As the call comes in, you'll get the option to ignore the call, which will make it stop ringing, or to transfer the call to voicemail. I could press this button to transfer the call to voicemail, or I could press this button and ignore the call. If I ignore the call, it continues ringing and gives me a chance to answer it, but makes it stop ringing on my phone. If I'd have sent the call to voicemail, it would have gone straight there. Let's review answering a second call. First call comes in, press the button and answer the call. As the next call comes in, you'll hear a chirp and see the call coming in on your next appearance. If you press that button, it will answer the call. Placed your first call on hold, which we can see here by the fast flashing. To toggle between them, I can just press the button I'd like and it will place the other call on hold. If I wanted to now tell this person I'll call them back, I could hang up, return back to my original call. Now let's review transferring a call. There are 3 ways to transfer a call. The first is considered a blind transfer, or sending the call straight through. The next is considered an assisted transfer, and the third is to transfer the call to voicemail. First, we'll do a blind transfer. The first call comes in. We answer that call. We press our transfer key and send it to extension 201. And we hang up the phone call. We've now transferred that call. The other ways to do that would be to press complete or to hang up the speaker if we were on speakerphone. The next kind of call we'll do is what's considered to be an assisted call. First call comes in. We answer. We press our transfer key and we dial extension 202. 202 answers, and we're having a conversation with them. That first call is still on hold. If they said to us now that they didn't want to take that phone call, we could hit cancel. In this case, they do want to take the call, so we can either place the handset down and complete the call, or press complete. As you can see, that completed the transfer. In this example, we'll have take the first call, we'll transfer it over to extension 202, and they'll decide they don't want to take that call. First call comes in, we answer the call. It's for extension 202, so we transfer. 202 takes our call. Now to complete the transfer, we could press complete, or we could hang up the handset. In this case, they've decided they don't want to take the call, so we hit cancel. This returns us back to the original party. Now we can do the third kind of transfer, which is a voicemail transfer. Again, we press transfer, and rather than dial 202, we dial pound 202 and hit complete. That sends the call through to 202's voicemail. Those are the 3 ways to transfer. Now let's review making a conference call. First, the call comes in. We answer that call. Then we press our conference button. And this gives us dial tone. We can either dial an internal or an external number. In this case, we're going to get somebody internally on the phone first. We dial extension 202. They answer. We then press the conference key again. We now have 2 people on the conference. To bring another outside party onto the conference, we press conference. And we dial the phone number. Again, we're using a 9. Once we get this party on the call, we're all going to press our conference call again. We have the caller on the line. We tell them we're bringing them into the conference, and we press conference. If we hit our details key, this will allow us to toggle through all the users that are on the conference call. Extension 201, which is this phone, extension 202, extension 204, and the last number which we just brought in. You'll also see that we have the ability to drop any one of these people. If I choose drop, it will drop any of them. I'm actually going to drop myself from this conference call. I've now dropped myself. The other people are still communicating on the conference call. You have the ability to conference in 2 outside and 2 internal parties on any conference call. Now we'll review a feature called Park. Parking is a way to use a global hold and put a call on hold for somebody who may be somewhere else in the building, or you're not sure where they are, or you're not sure how long it's going to take you to find them. Any phone in the business will be able to access the park zones. They appear on all phones. The first call comes in. You answer that call. Now you're going to park them. Here we have Park 1, Park 2, Park 3. We could choose any of these park zones to park the call on. While on the phone with the person, press the button next to the park zone. You'll see that the light is now flashing green. That call is now on park. Everywhere else in the company, that light is flashing red. So somebody else could go and pick up that call. I'm going to pick up that call from another phone here in the office. You'll see that call is gone now from park. I'm now going to park that call on someone else's phone. You'll see now that Park 1 is flashing red. That's because it's parked somewhere else. If someone were to call you now and say, hey, Park 1 is for you, you could walk over to the phone, press Park 1, either press pick up or press Park 1 again, and you pull the call back over. Now let's review the buttons on your phone. Here we have your messages button. When we first asked you to set up your mailbox, we asked you to use *17. The reason that we did this is because that's for initial setup. From here on out, you can press your messages button, and you can use something called visual voicemail. The first option is to listen, and it shows you your new old, and saved messages. As we scroll down, we get the option to message. That's to create a message that's for somebody else. Record a voicemail that you'd like to send to another party. We also have a greeting and ability to change that. And our passcode. And lastly, to turn our voicemail on and off. We ask that you don't turn your voicemail off unless your administrator suggests you do so. Hit exit to return back to the main screen, or press another button here called the phone or exit button. That always brings us back to where we were. Our arrow keys and our OK button, as you can see, we've been using to navigate some features. These next two buttons, here and here, we'll be using as we talk about some other buttons. Now we'll talk about our menu button. Here we have the option to adjust screens and sounds, such as ringtones, brightness, contrast, etc. We can hit select and do that. As we scroll down, call settings, applications, and advanced features. To get back to our main screen, we can either hit exit or again hit our phone exit button. Next is our contacts. This shows us our directory. Here we have all. You'll see the arrow keys. This tells me I can use these to navigate through. Hit the right arrow key. This is my personal. Here's my external. And here's my users. My users are all the users that are programmed inside the phone system who have phones. As I go backwards, my external calls are a global list that can show up on all people's phones under external. Here I have my personals, which are speed dials that I personally enter into my phone. And lastly, I have my all list. I can scroll through anything I have saved by using my up and down arrow keys, depending on where I'm highlighted. To get back to my main menu, hit my phone or exit key. Next, I have my call log. You'll see here that my call log is lit up red, and that's because there are new calls that have come in since the last time I checked it. If I press that button, you'll see that I have my arrow keys once again, and here's my missed calls. I can scroll through my missed calls by scrolling down or up. I also have arrows that show me I can go right or left. If I go right, I see my answered calls. Here's my outgoing calls, and if I wanted to get details on one of those, I could. How long the call was, what the duration was, etc. And if I wanted to add that person, I could press plus for the contact, and that would add them to my directory. Here's my redial button. As I press that, it gives me the option to scroll through all the people that I've dialed recently. You may also notice that after I press the redial button, I get the option to call. So if I wanted to redial the last person I spoke with, I'd hit redial and then call. To return, once again, hit my phone exit button. Now I've got speakerphone, headset, mute, and my volumes. My speakerphone turns my speakerphone on and off. My headset turns my headset on and off. My volume controls control my speakerphone volume when on speaker, my ring volume when not on the phone, and my handset volume when I'm on my handset. My mute mutes my speaker, my headset, or my handset. We've already reviewed our hold, conference, transfer, and drop keys, and just here is our microphone. Lastly, these are the buttons that run along the side of the phone, and they're all programmable. We usually give you 3 line call appearances and at least 3 park zones. Followed by that, you can have things like do not disturb, all page, intercom, voicemail. We could even give you some one-touch features to see some other people in the organization and if they're on the phone. These can be programmed by your administrator. Just above those to the right is a red light that will flash if you have a new message waiting. We hope you have enjoyed the Votacall-Avaya end user training. We thank you for watching. If you need anything further, you can always reach us at support.votacall.com. Thank you.